Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. It is a magical Monday here in the studio as I record. And as always, I'm grateful to be back with you guys, gals, aliens, whoever may be tuning in. Maybe some spirits are tuning in. Perhaps this show is really popular in another dimension. You never know. If you're listening, thanks for tuning in. Speaking of other dimensions, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to read a bit again from the book Destiny of Souls by Michael Newton. He also wrote a book called Journey of Souls, where it is his many decades of taking people through hypnosis, guiding them into past lives. Then after they cross over from that past life, getting some perspective from them on what they experience on the other side. So the subtitle is New Case Studies of Life Between Lives. So I've been reading from it periodically. I think it's a pretty fascinating book, or books, both of them, and just how this guy, as a doctor and scientific mindset, he really puts everything, he over decades, he documents and compares all of the the similarities and feedback he receives from these people who are under hypnosis and are sharing what they experience, how their soul groups function, how their guides function, how they reincarnate, and why, and what it looks like. And just such a fascinating topic. And so, I'm going to just pick up and read. The books are pretty big. So this particular, where I have my bookmark where I kind of stopped reading last time, it was a section called The Colors of Spirits, the mixtures of colors in soul groups. So I'm going to just start reading from here and see what we learn. Oh, once again, the book Destiny of Souls and the author Michael Newton, if you want to check it out. When people in trance mentally leave the spaces of energy rejuvenation, orientation, and the library to engage actively with other souls, their contrasting colors become more evident. One aspect of understanding the dynamics of cluster groups is the identification of each soul by color. In Journey of Souls, I describe my findings about the energy colors of souls. What I want to do in this section is to try to correct some misconceptions people have regarding color recognition. During the course of my explanations, it might be helpful for readers who have my first book to compare Figure 3 in Journey of Souls with Figure 6 in this section. In Figure 6, I've charted the full spectrum range of core colors that identify the level of soul development as seen by subjects in deep hypnosis. More importantly, I have attempted to indicate the subtle overlaps and mixes of energy colors within these levels. The basic core colors of white, yellow, and blue generated by souls are the major markers of their growing development. As their light waves take on deeper hues from light to dark during advancement, they become less scattered and have greater focus in their vibrational motion. The transition is slow, and there is much spilling over of color tints as souls develop. Because of this, it is restrictive to lay down hard, definitive rules about color transmission. Referring to Figure 6, Box 1, we see pure white tones reflected in beginner souls. It is a mark of innocence, and yet this color can be seen throughout the spectrum for all souls. The universal color of white will be explained further in the next case. White is often associated with the halo effect. Guides, for instance, may suddenly charge up their normally intense, steady light and surround themselves with a brilliant white halo. Souls returning to the spirit world often tell me that when they notice any soul coming toward them from a distance, they see white light. Souls whose core levels of development are in boxes 1, 5, 9, and 11 are usually seen with no overlapping of color tints in the center of their energy mass. I don't see many clients exclusively displaying the colors shown in box 7. This may indicate we need more healers on Earth. I'll read what the boxes are real quick, actually. 1 is white, and this is considered level 1. 2, off-white, gray-grayish with tints of pink. Then you get into level 2 colors, which is white and reddish pink. Also light orange, yellow with tints of white. Level 3 is yellow, and then next is deep gold with tints of green, and then brown, green or brownish green. That's levels 3 and level 4. Level 5 is light blue with gold, green, or brown tints, and deep blue. And level 6 is deep blue with tints of purple, and higher levels are purple. Okay, I'll continue reading. I've never had a subject whose energy is totally in the violet-purple range in box 11. The color ranges beyond level 5 are ascended masters who do not appear to be incarnating. So the little I know about them comes only from my subject's observations. There are individual variables within each soul cluster group in terms of their basic core color because they are not all developing at the same rate. However, a soul's energy color may also be affected by another factor, which initially confused me. Besides the primary core colors indicating the stage of overall development, certain souls carry secondary color. These have been called halo colors because they usually appear to the observer to be outside the core center of a soul's energy mass. Halo colors are undiluted by tints or shades of other colors, as can be the case with central core colors. The only exception here would be if the halo and core color were exactly the same. Reports from my subjects in distinguishing colors are made easier because this overlying effect is not often seen. The halo colors represent attitudes, beliefs, and even unattained aspirations of the soul. Because they are learned in each life, the halo tints may fluctuate more quickly between lives than the core colors, which display a slower development of character. During a hypnosis session, these secondary halo colors are like flashing self-portraits the moment the observer sees them. Case 31, a highly advanced level 5, will describe this effect. This individual was among a group of clients who helped me decipher the color coding of halos. Okay, now he's going to read. This is case 31. I'll just kind of fluctuate my voice between the doctor asking a question and then the person under hypnosis answering what they're experiencing. Doctor: if I were standing in front of you in the spirit world holding up a full-length mirror, what colors would I see? You would see a light blue center with goldish white at the edges of my energy, my halo. And when you look at your master teacher, what does his energy look like? Clandor has a dark blue center, working outward to a pale violet, crowned with an edge halo of white. What do core energy and halo energy mean to you? Clandor radiates the solid state of his learning experience at the center of his energy, while the violet trim in his advancing wisdom from that knowledge. The white transmits that wisdom. Eventually, what do you think Clandor's core center will be, and how will it appear? The deep violet of divine spirituality radiating from all positions in his energy mass. Can you define the difference between core and halo color variations in soul energy? The central core represents accomplishment. Such as the light blue in your own energy, this would be your present learning attainment? Yes. And the edges, the halos, your own goldish white, what can you say about that? My attributes. Well, I have always tried to watch out for other people in my lives. This is who I am, but it is also what I wish to become. Rather, I should say, I want to strive to grow stronger in this aspect. You are not a beginner soul, and yet you display some white in your energy. I'm curious about this bright white halo ring around so many souls with other colors to their energy. The vibrancy of white energy indicates we are able to meld our vibrations easily with all others, souls, for clear communication. I suppose this is why teacher guides often display bright white halos, but how does this white differ from the solid white light of a younger soul? White represents the energy color base for all souls. It is the shading of white with other color mixtures which identify each soul. White is very receptive energy. The newer ones are receiving vibrations in great quantities, while teachers are sending information in large amounts to be absorbed as uncluttered truths. And the beginner soul has had so little experience you don't visualize any other colors except white? That's correct. They are undeveloped. Although there is much I don't know about the entire matrix of soul energy color, I have learned that changes in color cores become much less evident after level 4. Over many years of research, I have kept a record of what people have told me about the secondary halo colors. The major colors have each have their own range of attributes. Over 90% of my subjects agree on the qualities these colors represent in a soul. I have condensed what I have learned into 3 of the most commonly reported character traits for each color without regard to shade variations. Black is either tainted, damaged, or defiled negative soul energy, which is generally seen in the soul restoration centers. And here's a breakdown of kind of what the colors mean. White, purity, clarity, restlessness. Silver, ethereal, trust, flexibility. Red, passion, intensity, sensitivity. Orange, exuberant, impulsive, openness. Yellow, protective, strength, courage. Green, healing, nurturing, compassion. Brown, grounded, tolerant, industrious. Blue, knowledge, forgiveness, revelation. Purple, wisdom, truth, divinity. In the next chapter, there will be other spiritual references to the significance of colors. This pertains to the colored garments council members wear as perceived by the souls who come before them. In addition, I will show how the designs of certain emblems worn by these elders, some of which are gemstones, convey certain meanings through color. Figure 7 is a representation of a level 2 soul group displaying both core and halo colors. I have deliberately avoided charting a case where the same core color of development also appears as a halo color. To avoid confusion, Figure 7 shows no white, yellow, or solid blue halos. There are 12 members of this primary soul group, including my subject, a level 2 male. The diagram indicates relationship of family members in their current incarnation. A more typical primary soul group would not all incarnate in one family. Under hypnosis, this subject is looking at the 11 souls in his primary group who are members of his current family in this life, plus a best friend. His sister has a core color that is almost solid yellow because she is moving into level 3. If she also had a strong protective side to her of yellow instead of the blue knowledge that she actually has, it would have been harder for my subject to report the fact based on color alone because her halo and core color would have been nearly the same. Besides his sister, other aspects of Figure 7 indicates that the subject's grandparents and son are slightly more advanced than other members, while his father and aunt are slightly less so. The grandfather and mother of this family are healers. Note that almost half the group have no secondary halo colors. It is not at all unusual for me to encounter groups with none. My subject's bright red halo over an energy core mass of white and reddish pink confirmed his fiery, intense nature. His son in this life has a similar behavioral traits. His wife is more contemplative, with an open, trustful nature. His daughter is non-judgmental and very spiritual. When I asked this subject to give me his thoughts about the red in his energy, here's what he had to say. Because of my intense nature, I have a problem with anger in my lives. I often choose bodies which are high-strung emotionally because they match my character. I don't like passive bodies. My guide doesn't mind these choices because she says I will learn to control myself by relaxing the brain of these bodies. This sort of control is hard because of my own impulsive reaction and passion in difficult situations. It has taken many centuries of past lives, but I'm getting better at self-discipline. In the past, I have too easily entered into aggression, and now this is slowly changing. I also have the help of my soulmate, my current wife. It sometimes happens that I will encounter souls who are anomalies in the way their development progresses. This becomes evident in me when clients describe souls in their group with core colors that seem out of place. A prime example is the white lights of younger souls. The following case involves a group of level 3 to level 4 souls. I had just finished reviewing all the yellow-blue members of his group when this subject disclosed there was a soul who is mostly white standing next to her. And now reading as this person gets a question from the doctor. What is a white light doing in your group of advanced souls? Lavani is in training with us because of her gifts. It was decided that although she is young, without much experience, she should not be held back. Isn't Lavani rather lost in your group? How can she keep up? She is being tested right now, and to be honest, Lavani is a little overwhelmed. Why was she assigned to your group? Our group is rather unusual because we have a high tolerance for working with inexperienced souls. Most groups of our type are so busy they would probably ignore her. I'm not saying they would be unkind, but after all, she is still a child and looks to us like a child with her small, wispy energy patterns. I suppose most advanced groups would not want this responsibility? Quite right. Developing groups are very absorbed with their own work. To a child, they can appear almost disdainful. Then explain to me why Lavani's guide permitted her to come over here with your people. Lavani has great talent. We are a group of quick learners, and our lives have been immensely difficult and fast-paced. My subject has only spent 1,600 years on Earth. Despite our rapid advancement, we have a reputation for being very modest, some say overly so. We are studying to be teachers of children, and Lavani is good for us too. I'm very puzzled by this. Has Lavani been cut off from association with her own group at this early stage of her existence? Oh my, no. Where did you get this idea? She is with her own group most of the time, and they do not know about her adventures with us. It is better that way. Why? Oh, they might tease her and ask too many questions. She is very attached to them, and we want Lavani to have a normal association with her own friends, even though we know she will be moving out of her group early because of her gifts. They are not yet motivated by the same desire. Well, if souls are telepathic and know everything about each other, I don't see how Lavani could hide all this from her friends. It is true the whites are not able to set up blocks as we do about certain private things. Lavani has been taught to do this. I told you she had potential. Of course, everyone respects the private thoughts of others. It is not uncommon to find that when souls such as Case 32 do incarnate, the younger souls they are working with ask to be their children in life. Lavani is the child of this subject today. The reverse may also be true, where it is the child who is the advanced soul living with the parent having the younger soul. There are instances where I hear about a soul whose color is described as being in retrograde. Most of us in our experience have slipped backward after some lives, but when our color regresses to any great extent, it is due to a condition that is both serious and prolonged. Here is a statement from one client who carries a poignant message for all of us. It's a shame about Claris. His green used to be so brilliant. He was a great healer who became corrupted by power. For Claris, things were almost too easy. He was so talented. His downhill slide happened over a number of lives involving many abuses. He loved the veneration and adulation so much, his vanity became a disguise from himself. Claris began losing his gifts, and we noticed his color fading and growing more muted. Finally, Claris became so ineffective, he was sent down for retraining. We all expect he will eventually come back. Okay, got one more section here. Colors of visitors and groups. Once in a while, I hear that a color presentation from one or two souls in a group appears to be out of place with everybody else. I have learned this may signify temporary visits by a highly specialized guest or a soul from a nearby group. Once in a while, I hear about a visitation by an interdimensional traveler whose experience far exceeds that of the group. I have a condensed quote from an interesting report about such visitors. When we look at advanced beings who come to visit our group through other dimensions that are not familiar to us, it is like they have passed through a screen, which we call the lens of light, to reach us. They come once in a while at the invitation of our guide, Joshua, because they are friends of his. We see these souls as having the silver of flowing water as they pass in front of us. To us, the silver stream is a cloak of passage, the purity of a translucent interdimensional intelligence. They are elastic beings with the ability to pass through many physical and mental spheres and function well. They come to help push away the darkness of our ignorance, but these beautiful beings never stay long. I should add that these colorful characters who briefly appear in soul groups have a profound effect. In the case above, when I asked my client to give a specific example of an insight gained from the teachings by these silvery beings, I was told, they widen our vision to see more probabilities in making choices by becoming astute at reading people. This skill develops critical thinking and allows for informed decisions based upon larger truths. And that's where I'll stop. Next section is human versus soul color auras, and continues on with some of this. Pretty fascinating, right? Just to get some insight into how color exists, and it's sort of like our names in a way over there. It's, Yeah, it would make sense, right? That, energy is the identifier. It's just like when you meet someone and it's less about how they look and the energy that you emanate, right? You get a sense for them. And so it doesn't surprise me that carries on in a very systematic way on the other side. If this indeed is the case, the way things work over there, we shall see, won't we? Wonder what color you are. Wonder what color I am. All right, Rainbow Warriors, such a pleasure to connect with you as always. I do have a song for you today from one of my favorite artists I discovered in the last couple years, Roo Paines, ROO, and then PANES. The song, Color in Your Heart. Till next time, love you all so much. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
I'm gonna color in your heart. I'm gonna color in your heart. I'm gonna color in your heart. We're gonna color in your heart. We're gonna color in your heart. We're gonna color in your heart. You and me are like a daydream, floating through a window lately. Who knows where we're going, baby? The color in your love is bruising. It has never been your choosing. You feel like your beauty's losing. We're gonna color in your heart. We're gonna color in your heart. We're gonna color in your heart. Oh, we're gonna color in your heart. Believing is a start. We're gonna color in your heart. Gotta get wise to realize. Gotta ask why to feel alive. Even if it's tears that clear your eyes. So if it's gonna rain, then we'll jump in puddles. If it's gonna rain, then we'll jump in puddles. If you look a little deeper, then a puddle can hold the stars. Oh, if it's gonna rain, then we'll jump in puddles. If it's gonna rain, then we'll jump in puddles. If you look a little deeper, then a puddle can hold the stars.